One of the most prevalent and destructive behaviors in our society today is gossip. Gossip can be found on social media. It is printed in local newspapers, televised on the evening news, spoken in the workplace, on the schoolyard, and in the markets. And worst of all, it is shared in the church house. If you are not familiar with that word, gossip is the unauthorized sharing of someone's private and personal business. It is the spreading of a rumor, telling a lie, or even this, a slander of someone's character. The Bible uses this word. It is the word talebearer. And the word talebearer means someone that goes around revealing secrets, stirring up drama, and creating scandal. As I said earlier, our society is filled with gossip. All you have to do is log on to your Facebook account, and there is a list of posts. And no doubt in those posts there are words of slander, lies, sharing of information. All the gossip is right there on the social media site. You can pick up a local newspaper or magazine and read of all the gossip of those in government, those in Hollywood, those in Bollywood, all the celebrities and other people. There's gossip that's being shared. You go to a family function. In every family, it seems like there's somebody that is the family gossip. They go around and they talk about other family members and all the news that's going on in the village and amongst the family and what's happening. You sit in the lunchroom at school or at work, and there are those that are gathered around gossiping about other employees, the boss, teachers, the principal, other students. Gossip abounds. Even attend a church service. And yes, at church there are those that gossip. Both men and women are involved in this. Sometimes it is very obvious. They just come out and they start talking about other members there, other people in the community. But sometimes it's very sly. It is presented in the form of a prayer request. Well, I'd like you to pray for so-and-so. And then they go in and they begin to reveal all the things that are going on in their life, things that are happening, business that they have no right to share. Gossip is everywhere. Sadly, today, people have lost the ability to shut their mouths, to keep their mouths closed. There is always something that they're needing to share, always something that they need to talk about, and a lot of it is information that they should not be sharing. Gossip. So why is it that we feel the need to gossip about people? Why is it that we feel the need to share things that we have no business sharing, or even at times going about and telling lies about people or slandering them or cutting them down in some way? We all know that it goes on. But why is it that we are drawn to this destructive behavior? Number one, I believe it is this. We like to be viewed as interesting. We want to be seen as somebody that is interesting, and if we're interesting, then we are popular with other people, and we're invited into groups, we feel accepted. And gossip is one of those ways. It is somewhat of an open door into a conversation or a group. We come and we say, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? Did you know about this? Or we devise some type of story that we know will get these people's attention, and then they'll start to listen to us and focus on us, and suddenly we become the center of attention. We are the most popular and interesting person in that group. Let me say, if our gossip is negative, that even draws a greater crowd. Because if we're negative, it leads to mutual complaining, and mutual complaining can lead to a bonding experience. We walk in and we say, "Oh, did you hear what the boss said or what the boss did?" And everybody that doesn't like the boss is immediately gravitated to you. "Well, what did he do? What did he say?" And now you have a little club that is all being fueled by those words of gossip. Now the problem is, gossip offers what it cannot deliver. If you think that by sharing gossip that you will become interesting or it will cause you to fit in, you are lying to yourself. See, here's something you need to understand about being a gossip. A gossip is only interesting as long as their gossip is interesting. But once your gossip becomes boring to the listener, they say, "Oh, I've already heard that. You've already talked about that." Or your gossip becomes divisive. Then what will happen is you will destroy the very group that you wanted to join. See, we think often, if I'm interesting, I'll become popular, and if I'm popular, then I'll have friends. But it is all based upon a false pretense. The second reason we feel the need to gossip is because we like to feel important. Having information about other people make us feel powerful. I know something that you don't know. And oftentimes this is the behavior or the attitude of someone who is a gossip. They come in and they say, "Well, I know something that no one else knows." Or someone came to me and shared these things that were going on in their life, and they trusted me with this information. They want to feel important. They like the power of information. And by the way, information is powerful. It makes someone powerful. Knowledge gives a sense of power and a prestigiousness to yourself. And that is why often someone who will gossip will break the confidence of somebody else. They'll speak or they'll talk about what they have seen in confidence in order to build themselves up. And there are a lot of people today in our community and in our society that want to feel important. I want to be somebody. I want to be viewed in a way that shows that I'm powerful, I'm knowledgeable, or wise or smart in some regard. And so they've taken the path of gossip to try to obtain that. Listen, just because you know something does not mean that you should share it. And many times you should not share it. Listen to what Proverbs 12 and verse 23 says. "A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness." A prudent man, a wise man, what does he do with information? Well, first of all, he discerns, is this something that I should share? And if it is something that I should share, is it something that is true, and would it benefit in me sharing it? If it's not true and it's not beneficial, then there's no reason in going around and talking about it. But notice this, the Bible says a fool does not conceal that information. He goes out and he proclaims everything that he knows. He talks, he types, he texts. And the Bible says it is foolishness. It is foolishness. Now there's another reason why gossips feel the need to share information that they shouldn't. And that is they want to feel or appear righteous. They want to appear righteous and good, better than everybody else. See, gossip is never about the good attributes of others. We never go around and focus on the positive. Well, I want to tell you a secret. I want to share something with you about this person. And as they gather in to listen to you, you say, I want to let you know this person is a good person. This person is smart. This person is attractive. This person is successful. Gossip is never about the good. It is always about the negative. We want to come in and tear people down. We want to cut them down. We want to belittle them. We want to embarrass them. It is often on the negative. Oh, this person, they think they're so beautiful, but they're not. Or we come in and we gossip to our friends about the annoying or hurtful habits of our spouse. And then what do we do after we bring that out? Well, they treat me this way and they talk to me this way, but I don't do that. I'm kind to them. I'm loving to them. I'm respectful to them. And what are we doing? We're building up our own goodness, our own righteousness, trying to justify ourselves and cut somebody else down. Or maybe we go to our neighbor. You say, well, I can't believe so-and-so bought a brand new car. I heard they're in huge debt now. Oh, I would never spend that money on that car. I would never go into debt. I'd never be so foolish. And what are we doing? We're sharing something negative to cast a negative light on them. Or we say, oh, did you hear about so-and-so's daughter? Oh, she went out and got pregnant outside of marriage, and now it's a big scandal. It's a big mess. And what we're doing is we're tearing them down by saying, look at what they did. I would never allow that to happen. I have my children under control. We're good Christian people. That would never happen in our home. And see, what happens is that we use gossip as a way to make ourselves seem more righteous and good and point out that other people are not righteous and they're evil. One of the reasons we enjoy gossip so much, whether it's spoken or it's listened to, is that we like to hear of the misfortunes of people that we envy and people that we hate. See, that's where the heart of it is. It is an envious heart. It is a bitter heart. It is a hateful heart. That we listen to that and we share this type of communication because we look at others and say, well, their life is really better than mine. And one of the ways I can cut them down and make them look bad is by devising a lie, by slandering them, by pointing out their negative characteristics and faults. Or sometimes it just comes from a heart of hatred. I hate that person, and so therefore, I'm going to speak negatively about them. I will never paint them in a good light. They never do that which is good. And we see this going on in our world today. We see this in politics. Politicians can make good decisions, but that's not brought out in the media. It's only the negative things, the wrong things. Well, how dare they do that? Don't they care about the people? They're trying to destroy our country, and on and on and on it goes. Or people that are truly trying to do good. Never is that brought out. Why? Because there's envy and there's hate. If you really cared about someone, if you really loved somebody, wouldn't you try to help them? Wouldn't you pray for them? Wouldn't you respect them enough by not dragging out all their dirty laundry and all the negative things about them? I mean, if you really loved that person and cared for them, why would you go around gossiping about them? Talking poorly about them? Well, it comes down to this, that we really don't have the heart of love that we say that we do. We think that we're righteous. We think that we're good. We think we're respectable. We go around promoting ourselves to be honest and trustworthy and ethical and responsible and all those other characteristics that we want on our name. But out of our mouth or by the things that we write, it shows a different picture. And that's at the heart of gossip. We want to appear to be righteous and more righteous than our fellow man. But here's a fourth reason why we like to gossip. And it just comes down to the ugly side of it, and that is we want to hurt somebody. We want to hurt someone. And one of the ways that we can hurt somebody is by gossiping about them. Now, we have all heard hurtful gossip about others, and we have also been the subject of hurtful gossip. And when someone gossips about us, whether it be a lie or it be true, it hurts, doesn't it? We have all felt the wounds and the pain of someone talking behind our back, someone posting something online about us, someone going around and spreading rumors. And every single time, it wounds us deeply. See, it hurts when someone lies about us. I've been lied about many times, and still to this day, although I know that it's human nature, although I know people are going to do it, it hurts when I hear that that lie has been spoken about me. It hurts when someone betrays our trust. That we come to somebody with the idea that I can trust this person and I can open up to them and I can tell them what's going on in my life and I can share with them some of the problems that I'm going through and my emotions and my feelings, and we put huge trust in them, and then they go out and they tell others. That betrayal hurts. It hurts when someone slanders you or talks about you behind your back. And we use an image of this, of someone stabbing us in the back. A knife in the back. We didn't see it coming. We thought they were a friend. We thought they were trustworthy. And then all of a sudden, when it's revealed, they said that about me. They spoke about that with others. How dare they? How could they? I thought they were my friend. I thought they were family. And we feel the pain and the wound of being stabbed in the back. Listen to what Proverbs 26:22 says. The wounds of a talebearer, the words of a talebearer are as wounds. They go down into the innermost parts of the belly. The words of a talebearer. The spoken words, the written words, what are they? They are wounds. And Solomon says those wounds are not just surface wounds that will heal quickly. They go all the way down into the inner part of a man. And no doubt, as we think about how we've been treated by others, the words that have been spoken, the slander, the gossip, all those things, there are still things that we remember to this day. That when we think of that individual, we remember what they said about us. We remember how they lied about us, how they betrayed our trust. And that wound is still there. And I'll tell you, gossip is very dangerous. Many families have been destroyed. Marriages have been destroyed. Friendships have been devastated. Careers have been ended. Churches have been divided. Lives have been destroyed because of gossip. Again, Proverbs brings us out in chapter number 16, verse 28. It says, a whisperer separateth chief friends. A whisperer, somebody goes around gossiping, slandering, tearing down. He separateth, he destroyeth the strongest of friendships. Listen, there is a high cost to low talk. And gossip is low talk. It is not intelligent talk. It is not wise talk. It is not godly talk. You are not being smart by going around and gossiping. It is one of the lowest forms of communication. They're on the par of cursing and blasphemy and lying and all those things. Gossip is right there. And I want you to understand what God thinks about gossip. He strongly disapproves of it. In fact, Proverbs chapter number 6 and verse number 19. God lists 6 things that He hates. And then He says 7 of them are an abomination. An abomination means to be made sick. It sickens me when I see these things. It sickens me when I hear these things. And in that list, God includes gossip. He says, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. Remember, lies are part of gossip. And it's not just blatant lies, made up or manufactured lies, but even when we don't share the entire truth. And that a lot of times is what gossip is. We share a little bit of truth about somebody and then we add our own part to it. Maybe they said something or did something and then we like to share what we believe their motive was or the reason for that. We really don't know what it was, but we make it up. That is a lie. And then it says, he that soweth discord. Gossip never brings people together in a good way. It divides people. It destroys relationships, friendships, breaks down trust. And God says, I hate it. I hate it when people go around being a gossip, being a slander, being a talebearer, being a whisperer. In fact, you go to the book of Romans, chapter number 1 and verse 29, that God gives strong judgment, severe judgment on those who would be a gossip. In this long list of sin that God says, I will judge, He includes that of gossip. He said, I will judge whisperers, talebearers. God does not look favorably upon this behavior. And that ought to cause us to stop and ask ourselves this question, am I involved in gossip? Am I going around sharing things that I've not been authorized to share? Am I going around speaking lies about people, slandering people, saying hurtful things about them, twisting things? Am I involved in that behavior? Because if you are, God already tells you what He thinks of that. He says it is something that I hate, it's abominable, and there is judgment that will come upon a person that is involved in this very wicked behavior. Now, why is God so against it? It all comes down to God's character. God is a God of truth, and God is a God of love. And gossip is neither of those things. Most gossip is not true. Most of it is not. Now, there are times where it is. But even in those times where we go around sharing things that we ought not to be sharing, it proves that we don't love that individual. If I come to somebody and share my real feelings and thoughts on something, and I come away saying, now what I shared with you, I need that to be between you and me. I'm trusting you with this information because it's very personal, it's very sensitive. I don't want it to get out to others. But I'm coming to you because I need help, I need encouragement, I need counsel, and I'm trusting you as a friend to keep that confidence. What I'm trusting them to do is to love me enough to keep that to themselves. God is a God of truth and God is a God of love, and gossip is neither of those things. So you say, well, preacher, I've been involved in that. I've been involved in gossip. I've been sharing things that I ought not to share. Or maybe you can say, well, I've not been sharing it, but I've certainly been listening to it. What am I to do? Let me give you 4 quick things. Number 1, if you've been involved in gossip in any way, speaking it, listening to it, number 1, you need to confess it as sin, and you need to apologize to the person in which you've gossiped about. That is what the Bible teaches. And if you're not willing to do that, then all these other things are not even going to be helpful to you. If you can't even admit what you've been doing is sin, then you will not have the mercy and the forgiveness of God. And if you're not to that point where you say, if I've said something about another person, that I need to humble myself and go and apologize to them and say, what I said was wrong and I need you to forgive me, then you will not have mercy and forgiveness. It all begins with this. But oftentimes the reason we're not willing to confess our bad behavior and our wrong behavior is because we're proud and we're stubborn. And God rejects the proud man, but He gives grace unto the humble. Secondly, you need to talk to people, not about people. Go and talk to people. If you have a problem with somebody, if there's an issue that's come up, go talk to them. Don't go talk to everybody else that's not involved in the situation. Somebody's hurt your feelings, offended you, or done something against you. The Bible says you are to go to them. You're to speak to them. Deal with the issue. Don't go around and spread it. Don't go around and cry about it and whine about what this person did or said to you. Deal with the situation. Proverbs chapter number 11 and verse 13 gives us some wise counsel on this. Listen to what it says. Proverbs 11 and verse number 13. The Bible says, a talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Conceals the matter. You have a problem with someone, keep it between you and them. The whole world doesn't need to know. And the reason we often go and we gossip about what people have done to us or said about us is here's the reality. We're looking for pity. We want somebody else to come along and say, I can't believe they said that about you. I can't believe they treated you that way. What a terrible person they are. Pity resolves nothing. We have to humble ourselves, be responsible, go and deal with that offense and settle the issue and then drop it. That's what needs to happen. That will avoid gossip. Thirdly, we need to stay away from those who are gossips. People go around, they're spreading things and talking about things that they ought not to. You don't need them as a friend. You need to stay away from them. Proverbs chapter 26 and verse number 20 says this, where no wood is, there the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceaseth. If a gossip doesn't have anybody to gossip to, they'll eventually stop. You don't have to listen to gossip. Someone comes to you and says, oh, I found out something. I got a secret I want to share with you. You can stop them right there and say, wait a minute. Are you to be sharing this? Is it true? Is it profitable or is it hurtful? I mean, just go through the list there. And if they can't give you assurance that it's true and helpful and honest, then say, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me those things. And again, this will stop the gossip. But then it comes down to this. Mind your own business. We live in a world today where everybody else is in everybody's business. What's going on in your neighbor's home is not your business. What's going on in other people's lives is not your business. Unless they invite you into their life, mind your own business. Stay out of it. Focus on yourself. Focus on what's in your life. We've got enough going on in our own life. Why are we trying to get involved in everybody else's business? Solomon brings it out this way. I love his illustration. Chapter number 26 and verse 17. Here's what he talks about when it comes to somebody that gets in everybody else's business. He says, he that passeth by and meddleth with strife, belonging not to him, is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. You grab a dog by the ears, you better hold on. Because once you let go of those ears, chances are you're going to be bit by that dog. Stay out of other people's business. Stop getting involved in things that you have no business being involved in. You say, why? Because there is a high cost to low talk. When we get involved in gossip and slander and lies and rumors, it destroys people's lives. Gossip does not make you wiser. It doesn't make you smarter. It doesn't make you more interesting. It doesn't give you more power. What gossiping does is it makes you a fool. And that's what God says. Proverbs 17:28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. And he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. Let's stop the low talk. Let's be people of character. Speak what is true, speak what is right. And God will bless you for that.